Hi guys, I know it's not Hard Facts Friday, but I've been getting a lot of FAQs based on the recent Hard Facts episodes covering Instagram. And there are a ton of Instagram hacks out there, and I'd like to share a couple of them with you today. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, how do I make sure I'm not tagged in things I want nobody to see? I mean, I don't know about you, but I feel like my friends post the pictures they look great in, and I'm like, that's the best you got? So I've gone through and untagged myself in some things nobody needs to see. And here's how you can do it too. Head over to your profile and you want to make sure to tap the section of your photos that appear that you've been tagged in. When you do so, tap on the picture that you want to edit. Tap again and you'll see the tags pop up. Now click on your tag. Now you'll see a window pop open that gives you a few different options. You'll want to untag yourself and voila, you're no longer going to see those photos appear in your feed. Everybody wants more. And I would recommend you only focus on one more engagement. Because more followers are great, but if they're not engaged, it serves you zero point. It serves you zero benefit. So taking a look at some ways to do that, according to SproutSocial, including a handle in your Instagram comments will increase your engagement 56%. So that's a lot. Increasing engagement by 56%, I'll take it. So think about how you can partner with other brands, other people, include the products in your photos or your videos to be able to leverage their audience and drive engagement. The other thing here as well is you can increase engagement over 70% by including geotags. And here you're going to want to think about how micro you make it depending on what type of content you're putting out there or what kind of location you're in. So if you're going to geotag all of your content, instead of geotagging at our office at Potrats, which I do from time to time, I may be better off tagging it for the New York area where I'm going to be able to expand my reach and audience by doing so. Another Instagram hack is in regards to your filters. So I don't know about you, but there's a couple that I use more frequently than anything else. I find that I'm always tapping all of them, but still revert back to my favorites. Did you know that you can reorder your filters for preference and even turn other filters off? What you'll want to do is go where you edit photos and see the filters on the bottom, slide all the way over, and you can click Manage Filters. Here you'll see the screen pop up where you can actually deselect filters or reorder them. So now instead of having to play 24/7 when you're ready to do a new photo, you can just pick your preference. And talking about colors and filters and photos, did you know that photos that are predominantly blue receive 20% more engagement compared to others? Now, if you don't believe me, take a look at Kaylee Nixon and the Nixon Pack. They have a beautiful Instagram page, and one thing you'll notice is most of it is blue. Now, whether that was a cognitive decision or her favorite color, I'm not quite sure, but it shows in the audience and engagement she's able to receive. And when you're thinking about setting up your profile, creating your audience, and having a conversation with them, one question I've gotten asked a lot lately is, how did you get your Instagram description to have the spaces and the icons? So head over to your computer and go over to settings, and you'll be able to see all of the areas that you can completely fill out. And I found it's easiest to be able to set up your description here because there's such limited options for customization that really all you're able to do is hit return a couple times or add a couple space bars or add in a few emojis. But emojis are a great way to draw people's eye to content as well as signal what that information is going to mean. Because for example, a camera usually means a video or a photo, whereas a pen means you're writing something or a blog, and a mountain, well, hey, that can mean you like to hike, right? So another question I get often is, what about highlights? Should I use them? How should I use them? And quite honestly, you want to think about who your intended audience is and the value you're providing them. Then make sure your highlights kind of match that, but also use it as an opportunity to show part of who you are and what you do aside from work. And what I mean by that is if you take a look at my highlights reel, not only is it things like conferences I've spoken at, quick tips from hard facts or what's trending, but it also has some of my passions in it, like Total Archery Challenge and things I'm doing on the weekends, because I'm a lot more than just hard facts here. So one thing to think about is when you're posting to your highlight reel, it is chronological. So although you can reach archived photos, or stories, you are gonna wanna think about how you're telling the story as people are clicking through them. So if you create a highlight reel from your story, you click on the little plus button and add it to highlights, you create a naming convention, you will be limited on characters here, so you may have to make some abbreviations. In addition to that, you can set a cover photo. It will default, but you can update that, and it can be any photo in your highlight reel. So that's a bonus there, that you'll be able to make sure that that cover photo communicates what the highlights are about. Especially if you're using an acronym in the naming convention, that photo is going to be incredibly important. And what I like here too is because you can change this out from time to time. So for example, if you have a highlight reel of your food or your cooking, and you want to make sure you're keeping it up to date, but there's some tried and true loved recipes, you can make sure that it has as many little bubbles as you want on the top, but you can also periodically reference things from the past and pop them on your highlight reel. So you can use things you previously posted, which is a great way to still make sure that that content is fresh, reiterate it on your stories, and you direct them to your highlights reel to re-engage them. So those are just a few of the Instagram hacks and answers to your FAQs. I hope you'll find this video incredibly helpful, and if you have a topic, strategy, or question regarding digital marketing, social media, or how you can manage and improve your team, comment below, shoot me an email, or direct message me. I'd love to hear more from you and feature your question, comment, or topic in an upcoming episode of Hard Facts.